fact, if we're going to go back to it, we say all our life, God been good to us. Amen. And he spared us to be here another Sunday morning. Yes, it's cold outside, but your spirit should be well lit up. Should be well lit up, knowing that you have a God of all gods. Hey, glory. I'm going to stop. I don't want to get started too early. But y'all need to know who he is. Yeah, you need to know who he is. Never mind what the enemy doing. You need to know who he is. As I heard one time, it said, it doesn't matter how big the dog is in the fight. It has to do with how big the fight is in the dog. Oh, God, you got to realize who you got on your side. We're on lesson 10 today, and we are talking holy as I am holy. And we're in the book of Leviticus. A lot of y'all don't like to read Leviticus because it's got too much stuff in it for you. It got too much stuff for you. Lord have mercy. The book of Leviticus contains extensive revelations concerning the character of God, especially his holiness. It focuses deep on his holiness. It concerns and provides rich lessons about the holy life that God expects of his people. He expected us to live holy. And when we don't, he's disappointed because we disappointed him by not living holy. Chapter 19 begins to expose laws promoting the practical holiness before God and man. Not only do you have to be holy before God, you got to be holy before man. You can't be holy before man without being holy before God. Now, you got to keep it in its proper perspective. These laws are for everyday living. As you go in and out and around and taking care of your business or whatever, holiness should always be prevalent in your spirit. And it'll keep you from a lot of stuff. Leviticus is the third book in the Bible, and it discusses holiness and atonement. The Lord speaks to Moses and tells him to inform the entire congregation. Don't leave none out. Let them all know. The entire congregation of the children of Israel that they are to be, what is it? Holy. Yeah, why? Because the Lord is holy. So if we are talking about we're in the image of God, then we are going to proceed to be holy. Now, we need to understand that when God comes into our life, it doesn't mean the enemy is not going to try to do dirty tricks. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be challenged. It doesn't mean that temptation is not going to face you. It doesn't mean all of that. What it really means is he wants you to be just like him, and he is holy. So we can't afford to get caught up in a whole lot of other extracurricular activities. We still have to focus on pleasing God. And to please God, you got to be holy. He said, be it because I'm it. Be it because I'm it. And so he told them, tell them that they are to be holy because the Lord your God is holy. God says emphatically. Emphatically means forcefully and leaving no doubt in mind. He told them emphatically that and left no doubt that the Lord your God, he is holy. So God gives instructions. He began to give instructions that reiterate back to the Ten Commandments. If you read this carefully, you could pick up items from the Ten Commandments. Every one of you must fear. This fear is not shaking in your boots. We need to understand that. That's not the fear he's talking about. He don't want us to be scared of him. But he does want us to respect and honor him. And that's what this particular fear means. He wants them to respect him and honor him as the holy God. Well, let's put it right. As the one and only holy God. Because there is no other God before him. I like to repeat that. No other. So, your mother and father, this relates to the fifth commandment. It says, honor thy mother and father. Well, some of us don't. And a hush fell over the crowd. You can't just say any and everything to your parents. You can't disrespect it. I've been in the store, saints. I don't know where they got these children from, but something was wrong. They allowed them to talk to them any kind of way, do it, fall out in the floor in the store. And when these last two came along, David and Keisha, I would sit them down before I went to the store, and I would give them instructions. Yes, I did. I gave them instructions. I am going to the store. You are going with me. You will not ask for anything. If I decide to buy you something, all well and good, but you ain't going to be in the store clambering up and down the aisles and climbing on the shelves and telling me what you want. You will not be doing this. Thank you, Jesus. Honor thy father. Kids cussing out their parents. This is out of order. This is out of order, and it can send you straight to the place that you'll never get out of. So that's the fifth commandment. They were to keep God's Sabbath. That was in the fourth commandment. I am. Notice how many times in this lesson that he began to tell them who he really was. And right now he said, I am the Lord, your God. Jesus. And you know what? That statement lets me know that there is no other God. I'm the Lord, your God. So honoring parents and keeping the Sabbath summarizes the whole man. It also points out the fact that holiness begins in the home. What we see out here now is lack of home training. When you train them at home, when you get out, the training is still there. They don't be doing all this old crazy stuff. Cussing you out, climbing on the shelves and stuff. No. This starts in the home. So we have our children, and then we teach them the proper way to conduct themselves at home and outside of the home. So it summarizes everything. It begins at the home. Idolatry was prohibited. You will not have, that's the second commandment. Thou shalt have what? No other gods before me. In other words, you're not to be idolizing anything. Because if you idolize your children, you idolize your car, you idolize this fine home God bless you with. No, put God in his proper place. This is the crux of the whole lesson, putting God in his proper place and having nothing before him. Don't make these gods. Don't worship these gods. And here we go. I am the Lord, your God. So whatever you decide to make is of no essence, because that's not your God. He kept on telling them, I am the Lord, your God. Now, guess what he's saying now? With all this mess going on in the world, you almost hate to watch the news. I told y'all I'd turn to Andy Griffin or somebody. Somebody. I don't want to hear all this. This is terrible. This is awful. But in spite of all of that, we still have a God that is above everything. Lord, have mercy. And I like to think of, he can fix everything. Sometimes in praying, I tell the Lord, you are the fixer of everything. You can handle anything we got going on. And he wanted Israel to be assured in this book that I am the Lord your God. Without a doubt, I'm him. So then he deals with the sacrifices and the peace offerings and how it would be done, when it should be done, when it should be eaten, and when it should be destroyed. Did y'all read that? Specific orders. Get him? You had to eat him in a certain length of time. You could keep it one day. If you didn't eat all of it that day, then you had to burn it up. He told them step by step what they were supposed to do. Guess what? He's telling us step by step what we're supposed to be doing, even today. He's letting us know what we should be doing. Why do you think all these Bible classes is going on, all these Sunday school lessons is going on, all this preaching is going on? So we will know what we are supposed to be doing. And you know what, saying, even after hearing all this, sometimes we still find ourselves drifting away. Israel did it. They drifted away over and over. And guess what? We're doing the same thing. But I'm here to tell you on this day that this is no time to be drifting away. You got to be on your P's and Q's all the time. Because the enemy is so slick, so sly. He can slip stuff in so easy. And if you follow his edict, you're going to be out of the will of God. So, then when he said, now, after I'm telling you how to do this sacrifice, when harvest time comes, I want you to be very specific about what I want you to do. The landowner is supposed to leave some grain in the corners of the fields for the poor and the strangers. In other words, I am the Lord thy God, and I'm even supplying for wayfarers that happen to be walking by. Just because the landowner is the one that is going to reap the bulk of the harvest, he is instructing them, leave some in the corners. Leave a few grapes on the vine. Leave a few ears of corn. So when the strangers come by, they will also have supply. It ain't just about us saints. Question, why are we so selfish? Y'all help me out right here today. Don't let me go out not knowing. Why are we so selfish and self-centered? I'm going to take care of me and I'm responsible for nobody else. Well, that's not really according to the word, is it? No. That's not according to God. What if God had thought that about us? Well, I'm God and I'm not too concerned about them. We would be lost forever. Forever. So, I am the Lord thy God. And again, I want you to pay close attention how many times he said that. I am the Lord thy God. In other words, hear me. Listen to no one, but hear me. I'm the Lord thy God. And in promoting harmony and holiness, certain things were prohibited. And some rules and regulations and authority were installed. What did he say? Treat others justly. Oh, Lord, is he looking at America? Lord have mercy. And honesty reflects God's will for his holy people. He is not looking for us to be deceitful at any time. He is looking for us to treat people right all the time. And guess what? I know this is going to blow your mind, but even when they treat you wrong, help us, Jesus. God is expecting us to treat people right. Do the right thing. I think it was Preacher Kim. I call her Preacher Kim. Uh, Minister Hamilton. That's my name for her, Preacher Kim. She told us one thing. She got up preach one time talking, do the right thing. Yes, she did. Do the right thing. This is exactly what God is saying. Treat people right. Do justly. Don't be trying to cheat people. Don't be trying to lie on people. Don't be trying to bring people down because you down. Hello? Treat people right. Because why? It's God's will for his people to be just and upright. Whew. Oh, mercy. Y'all working me today. You're working me. And then he got into some specific. Do not steal. Oh, my. Is it yours? No. And you want it? Probably yes. But don't steal. Do not steal. Do not deal falsely. No trickery. No underhanded stuff. No saying one thing and know it's another. Not saying how good the product is and you know it ain't worth nothing, but you just out here to take people's money. It's going on. Yeah, it is. It's going on. Don't cheat people. Don't lie. Uh-oh. It was in your book, too. Don't lie to one another. Don't. You know, I'm almost about to believe that lying is a disease because it's running rampant. We having an epidemic. Y'all, I ain't the only one ran into folk lying. You ran into them lying too, didn't you? They'll lie on you. Yeah, they will. Not only will I tell lie one another, I'll then turn around and lie on you. That is what he's talking about. Don't be involved in this. Don't go and punch in and leave work and then come in and punch out and claim you done worked your 8 hours. That's cheating. And that's a lie because you wasn't there and you didn't work. And don't go to these people's jobs and trying to find all the hiding places you can hide so you don't have to work. They didn't hire you to hide in the janitor's closet until your shift was over. That's not what they hired you for. I couldn't afford to do that in my job. People was waiting for me to give them their medicine. They was waiting for me to do the dressing. They was waiting for me to I was the nurse. I was supposed to be taking care of them, right? And I'm somewhere in the cafeteria waiting till my time is up. No, this is not. He does not condone that. He don't condone that. The lying part was in the 8th commandment. You commit perjury using God's name to validate your lies. I swear to God, this is the truth. See, and no, they lying. Why are you using God's name to validate your misconduct? Is he in that? What did he say? Be holy. Why? Because I'm holy. In other words, be upright because I'm upright. I called you out, and I want you to be just like me. And you can't be just like me without doing what I told you to do. And there it is. So I heard Bishop say, I think it was Wednesday night, that God wasn't pleased with a drawback spirit. He got a lot of work to do on us, don't he? Because we'll pick and choose what we want to do. And that we don't want to do, we will not do. Even if the Lord told you to do. Have his Lord told you to do anything you didn't do? Oh. Never mind, don't answer. Because we all guilty. Don't answer. Just think about it. Just think about it. Doing what he asked you to do. Because why? I am the Lord thy God. false oaths and dishonor and profane, disrespectful irreverence of God's name. Don't you? That's the reason I don't understand. When people get to cussing, they're using God's name in the cussing. What is the problem? That is profane. You are using God's name in vain. You use his name to address him, to pray to him, to ask him. You don't use his name to be profane and dishonorable to him. Ooh, Jesus, help us all. Why? Because I am, he told him again, the Lord. These laws forbid dishonest gain. You cannot ride your high horse on somebody else's money. Lord have mercy. He is against exploitation of workers. You don't work people and then won't pay them. There's a man in prison right now. Had a whole ministry of slaves. He had them working in his kingdom. It was his kingdom, y'all. Not the kingdom. It was his kingdom. He had them working in his kingdom and wouldn't pay them. Now he's sitting in jail. Even the human law knew that was wrong. What do you think about God? If we, humanity, knew it was wrong, what do you think? Lord have mercy. No injustice, no slander, and then the one that I kicked in real hard when I was studying. Don't harbor grudges. I was surprised to know how many grudges the body of Christ is carrying around. I was shocked because I thought we were supposed to get everything straight every day because you don't know when you go to sleep if you're going to wake up or not. So now, if it's unfixed and you don't wake up, then you carry that on into judgment. This is why we fix stuff as we go. And we don't hold grudges. I know folks have done you wrong, done me wrong too, but we can't hold grudges. And we can't play the get back. Well, one way or another, I'm going to find a way to get back in there. Remind me when I was little, I was in West Virginia. Oh, what was I, 5, 7, maybe 8? And my next door neighbor had a granddaughter named Marlene. Me and Marlene was best friends. And we was out there playing, and we was having such a good time. And Marlene bit me. I said, wait. And so I went home, and I thought about it. And Barbara said within herself, I am going to get her for that. Time went by, maybe a few months, and we was out playing again, and I had my opportunity, and I jumped down on her. Payback! God is not looking. That was my BC days, y'all. I wasn't saved then. That was my before Christ days. Y'all all had some. You didn't come here. So we ain't supposed to be running around plotting how we can get back at somebody for what they did to us. Our thing is to let God handle it, because he can handle it better than you can anyway. And the next thing, if you handle it, your hands are dirty. Oops. But if you let him handle it, you clean. And your ideal place is to be clean. Lord, have mercy, have mercy. Don't cause the death of a place. Don't put stumbling blocks before the blind. If you know somebody is blind, why would you throw stuff in the path so they can fall over it? Yeah. You know, evil people do that. Yeah, they do. They do that. If you don't know something, they glory in you not knowing something and then will lead you down the wrong path. But you have to be careful because you belong to me. And guess who I am? I am the Lord your God. I am giving you instructions about how you should live and be holy just because I am holy. Ooh, Jesus have mercy. You know what, saints? If we live up to this, we're going to be all right. When he cracked the cloud and said, come on, we're going to be all right. If we do just this, we're going to be all right. Do no unrighteousness in judgment. Don't make up stuff on people. Don't put false evidence out. People go in court and lie, and do you know, even in the courts, that's a sin. Because you can go to jail for perjury. What is perjury? Lying before the authorities. And you can go to jail. So you ain't supposed to be doing that. Do not pervert justice by favoring the poor or the powerful. It doesn't matter who they are. You should not be favoring them just because of who they are. Or you should not be disfavoring them just because of who they are. See, none of this favoring. Judge fairly. Can we come back to 2026? Don't be talebearers among the people. What is that? Gossiping? Oh, child, did you hear? Bishop say all the time, no, and I don't want to hear. That's what he said. Talebearers, just can't wait to tell it. You do something in Ipsen, it's in California before sunset. Talebearers, he is against all of that. Do not spread gossip, slander, or any such thing. Don't just stand by when your neighbor's life is threatened. Do something to help. All of this was in Leviticus, y'all. I know y'all don't really read Leviticus a lot, but you probably should, start going through there a little bit. Find out what God is really requiring of his people. And again, don't do this because I told you not to do it because of who I am. And I am the Lord your God. Lord have mercy. I am the Lord your God. Do not hate your brother in your heart. Now that's a biggie. Because we go around disliking folk in our heart. We won't say it out. But we go around harboring stuff. He said, don't do it. Don't do it. If he does something wrong, tell him about it. And do not try, I just covered that, to get even. Tell him about, so how should I have handled Marlene? I should have just told her that you bit me and you weren't supposed to bite me. I am not a chicken leg. You were not supposed to bite me. And I was not to hold anything in my heart. But what did I do in my BC days? I waited good till I got a chance. And he said, don't try to get even. You know, saints are doing that still to this day. And they'll tell you in a minute. I remember when, what is that? Harboring stuff in your heart. And we used to sing a song when I was young, sitting on the bench swinging legs. Your heart must be clean to see Jesus, the Savior who died on the tree. Yes, ma'am. It's after the talebearers. Where is it? About the who? Right. You're not supposed to stand around and see somebody in danger and getting ready to be destroyed and don't try to do something to stop it. That's what it means. If you see me outside and somebody done jumped on me and beating me down and trying to take my life, and you're there and you don't do nothing to help. That's your neighbor. You're doing this to your neighbor. Mm-hmm. In this day and time, God is expecting us to be careful and not reckless with our life. If you think something is suspicious, stay away from it. And people are out here to do that to you. They're out here. There have been setups, and they're on your computer is set up. On your job is a setup. The enemy is always setting you up. But you have to remember who is on your side. If you trust God and you are doing what he told you to do, don't you know he's going to protect you? So we're in a different class than just a random citizen walking around trying to help somebody. Yes, good Samaritans have been hurt bad trying to help people. But they are not in the class that you're in. Because Bishop told us we're in the God class. And that means that we have his protection for whatever come up in our life. We have his protection. But I'm real careful about stopping to do anything. You know what? People almost come up to your car, knocking on the windows, wanting some money. I am not getting ready to do this. Because I could be snatched out the car and the car gone and I'm standing out there in zero weather. We have to use wisdom. And I think it was James said, if any man lack wisdom, let him ask God. So we have to conduct ourselves, considering the time in which we live, with wisdom. But if we do decide to help somebody, and it is a setup, God can flip it like a coin. He can flip it like a coin. See, this is why we don't trust in man. We trust in God. Because he's the only one that can deliver us from the hand of the enemy. The only one. So this lesson is not to stop you from trying to help where you can, but it's also telling you to be wise in that help. Did I help you? Okay. Anybody else got anything? All right. Okay. Where was I? That's right. Nope. Mm-hmm. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. No, no. Whoever it is, you can be the neighbor. Don't have to live next door. Don't have to live in the same, don't have to live in the same city. When you see something and you can help, you should do something. Yeah, there it is, when the neighbor's threatened. Okay. I did about the brother. Mm-hmm. Tell him about it. Don't seek revenge. Don't carry a grudge against people. Love your neighbor as yourself. That's a killer right there, ain't it? Don't that just smack that veil of the flesh? That veil of the flesh, Bishop was just talking about it. That veil of the flesh will make you do some stuff, think some stuff, and say some stuff. Y'all ever said anything? Yeah, we have. Anyone ask that? Yeah. And again, I am the Lord, your God. These laws are part of the holiness code that you should be living by. Which this is the code that sets God's people apart from the other nations and reflects God's character, his justice, and his love. Why? Because the Lord is holy, and we are made in his image, and we are called to emulate God's holiness, and we do so by acting with mercy, and love toward others. The question is, are we God's people? Have we kind of reached beyond the veil of the flesh and decided that I'm going to do what God says do? Have we reached beyond the veil of the flesh? I like that. I should write that down, shouldn't I? You know what a veil is for? To keep something shielded. So what the veil of the flesh reflects is it's trying to keep God's presence shielded from you. Ooh-wee. When we really understand the concept, we will do something to get the veil out the way. Because when I went down the aisle to marry this man, I had a veil on. And when it was time, he lifted the veil. And there I was. Glory. I got pictures, y'all. I got pictures to prove it. This passage is about the character of God for his people to be like him. All of this is to help you to be like him. All of this that he said he wanted for his people was for them to be like him. To treat people like he would treat them. To talk to them like he would talk to them. 8 times in this passage, he identified the Lord as their God. I am the Lord thy God. Do it. Because I'm holy, and I want you to be holy as well. Lord, have mercy, have mercy, have mercy. So, fast forward to 2026. The Lord is still reminding his people that he is the Lord. And that he is holy. Don't stop there. And that he is expecting his people to be holy. And he wants us to be just like him. That's why he went to the cross. So we would have a chance to be just like him. No question, checkpoints. Do we emulate Jesus in our daily activities? Y'all could have, you can write this down if you want to. It's okay. Do we love like Jesus loved? Do we exhibit mercy? We all want mercy, but do we give mercy? Or we just let them suffer? Some of them will even say that. Just let them suffer. Do we hold grudges? See, these are search yourself questions. They are not to be answered only to you. Do we hold grudges? Isn't any stuff lurking around that you have? Okay, the next one is, do we forgive? Do we, when we get ready, what kind of answers that? Wait, people. I ain't seen that nowhere in the Bible. That is when we get ready, we can forgive. Yeah, y'all found it. Oh, God. But as God's people, we have to straighten up and fly right. As God's people, we have to do it according to his will. As God's, what did he say? I am the Lord your God. And if you're going to keep on doing crazy stuff, I'm going to have to put you out the family. I'm going to have to get rid of you because you ain't doing what I told you to do. Be ye holy because I'm holy. Questions, comments? Y'all got 4 minutes. Yes, sir. Wait a minute. Start over because I don't think I understood you. If you have a grudge, okay. Well, if you haven't done anything to that person, you have no reason to go and apologize to them for anything. But if you just carrying around something in them because they did or said something you didn't like, you need to get rid of that out of you. Out of you. Why would you get a grudge over that? I'm just trying to find out. How would they know? See, now when you're being irrational, you're being irrational now. We got to come up with a better example.